Good afternoon from Lambert Park. It's time for NPL Women's at New South Wales, round 22. We're in the home stretch and another Title 6-pointer about to unfold before us this afternoon as APIA Leichhardt host Bulls Academy. It's the grand final rematch. These were the top two in the league at the end of last season, and they've already met once this campaign, with Bulls prevailing 3-2 in a great contest. So, today, can APIA close the gap to the top of the league, or can Bulls pull away and maintain their advantage in the battle to go back-to-back and finish first? Both teams out onto the pitch. There's some significant team news. Amber Luchtmeyer, one of the top scorers for Bulls, is out. She's here in a moon boot today, and that certainly conditions the game as far as Bulls go. They've got a pretty deep squad, though, and it will be tested today. Both teams lining up. So let's get to the teams. APIA have made two changes to their starting 11. Anna Leet, number 99, in goal. 2, Claudia Chico. 3, Charlotte Lancaster. 4, Natasha Pryor. 5, Maya Lobo. 6, Mona Walker. 7, Talia Capiten-Ellis. 10, Susan Fonsong-Cam. 11, Ashley Letter. 14, Mia Golding. And 18, Sophie Hoban. So into the starting 11 come Chico and Fonsong-Cam from the team that drew 1-1 away at University of New South Wales. Both and Rose, as APIA welcome back some of their A-League women's connections who joined mid-season. Bulls Academy, they have made 3 changes to the starting 11. Ashley Hughes is their goalkeeper in number 1. 2, Patria Phillips, who scored in this corresponding fixture last season. 4, Gemma Ferris. 7, Indy Dos Santos. 8, Claudia Valletta. 10, Tamira Souza. 11, Daniela Naimi. 14, Janea Dos Santos. 17, Arun Serjan. 30, Sarah Hunter. And 33, Jade Guichon. So in come Valletta, Souza and Serjan. And out, Liz Barwick-Gray, Sienna Hawkins and Amber Luchtmeyer from the matchday squad, while Olivia Vanderland moves to the bench along with Jasmine Melly, and restored to the bench, Asha Franklin and Chelsea Harper. So also only 6 on the bench for Bulls Academy. Nicole Simonson, their backup keeper, Chelsea Harper, Jasmine Melly, Olivia Vanderland, Asha Franklin and Laura Ericello. So 23 goals scored this season for 2 Bulls between Luchtmeyer and Vanderland, and neither of them are starting today. But they do have the 8 goals of Patria Phillips in the starting lineup, along with 5 each for Daniela Naimi and Jade Guichon. So the context of the table coming into this one: Bulls Academy on 50 points with the best goal difference in the league at plus 37. UNSW on 46 points. APIA Leichhardt on 44. And then Western Sydney Wanderers round out the top 4 on 40. They've got an 8-point gap and a game in hand to 5th place. So it looks like we've got our top 4 with 5 games to go. However, the title is very much a 3-team race, potentially a 4-team race if APIA was to win today, and then Wanderers were to take care of their game against the Western Sydney Rangers. They'd latch back to within 7 points with 4 games to go. So never say never. But right now it's all about whether or not APIA can cut the gap at the top of the league to 3, or whether Bulls Academy can maintain their advantage or even pull away. They won here last season, they won the grand final, and they won the first head-to-head earlier in the campaign. So Bulls have the recent form line as they kick off in all black here at Lambert Park under perfect conditions, setting sun, barely a breath of wind and not a drop of rain. So you couldn't ask for better. And there has been a bit of a selection surprise from Marty Garces. He was personally running the drills, warming up his back 4 pre-game, possibly because he's got Jade Guichon, normally a winger, playing at right back today. And in the absence of Liz Barwick-Gray, Arun Serjan, we've seen her deputise as a centre-back previously this season. She's in there today next to Gemma Ferris. So Marty Garces adjusting his team for this contest. Here's Daniela Naimi as Bulls look to attack early. Guichon, hard to turn off the attacking instincts as she breaks forward down the right side. Naimi cuts it inside for Sarah Hunter. And now a touch for Indiana Dos Santos. Cleared shallow by Capiten-Ellis. And Tash Pryor is able to hook a clearance away. No deflection. And it will be out for a Bulls throw-in. So they've made the fastest start here, just a minute into the contest. Naomi taking on Charlotte Lancaster. And as the ball runs to the line here on the synthetic at Lambert Park, it is out for a goal kick. Today's referee is Nina Cortez, one of the brighter young refereeing prospects, no doubt using this as a potential audition for the grand final or semi-finals later in the season. So a big game for the referees as well. Anna Leitz has played sporadically through the winter season after arriving at APIA from the Newcastle Jets, but back between the sticks today. Here's Mona Walker. Amir Golding, the right back for APIA, not able to make much headway against Janea Dos Santos, and Sister Indy is able to win the ball. Petria Phillips trying to time her run, couldn't quite take possession. Janea Dos Santos back in, Golding clears away. Sophie Hoban now, off and running, and showed a bit too much of the ball to Sarah Hunter. And Hoban, physicality in midfield, walked right up to the line, but no free kick. Keeps the attack going. Fonsong-Cam with a low drive. It sits up in the penalty box, and Hoban, well, the assistant referee's flagging for offside. Well, for half a second, some APIA players might have thought they were getting a penalty, but no, not to be. But APIA showing what they can do, and Sophie Hoban's ability to just run at defenders, run through the middle of the pitch on show straight away here. So Brad Attard currently seated on the APIA bench. Marty Garces with his arms crossed as he stands in his technical area. In addition to Barbara Gray, Amber Lookfire and Sienna Hawkins, the three outs today. You'd argue it's just about only those three missing from a full-strength team for Bulls. Of course, they have lost Anna Hogarth-Scott for the remainder of the season as well. She's gone to college in the United States. Here goes Ashley Letter, the runaway Golden Boot leader, trying to turn provider here. Guichon steps in, a clearance that's going to find its way to Indy Dos Santos. She steadies on the ball against Sophie Hoban and concedes possession as it runs out for a throw-in on the right side of midfield for APIA. Some other APIA players we've seen feature this year. Paige Hayward, of course, not in the squad today. Jamie Bofils. Used a heap of young players through the squad. Sophie Johnston, their goalkeeper, Imogen Lane, they've both been semi-regulars in the first team this season, but not on the bench today. And Ash Brodigan as well. And they do, APIA have, I would argue, one of their strongest squads of the season today. As we see this header break kindly, it's going to run down to Anna Leitz. And the main reason for that being that Jordan Jasnos isn't in the squad today with Charlotte Lancaster, well, isn't in the 11 today with Charlotte Lancaster starting at left back. And also Alyssa Rose, no spot for her in midfield with Susan Fonsong-Cam back in the lineup. It's not to suggest they'll be like for like if they do bring her on. Chico goes to ground, Phillips has to step out of the way, and Maya Lobo sweeps through to clear. Guichon turning and clearing, Naomi completes the pass. Guichon is free for a little knock back here. Hunter working with Naomi. Now Phillips makes a run ahead of the ball. Naomi advancing, squeezes it, and couldn't quite get it through the gap there. Captain Ellis backtracking. Knocks the ball to Lancaster. Phillips nicks in, does win the ball away. Dos Santos couldn't take possession though, and Lobo drives to clear. Off the head of Surjan, back to Gemma Ferris. Knew that Hoban was in the vicinity, and that's the both perceived and real pressure of playing against a player like Sophie Hoban. A hurried clearance which runs away out for a throw-in. Plenty of activity going on this Sunday around the grounds. I'll give you the scores of the weekend so far at the next break and play. It was a 1-1 draw last night between Northern Tigers and Hills United. And it's just gone full-time down in Dapto, where Sydney Olympic have defeated the Illawarra Stingrays 1-0. So another vital win for Olympic as they move closer to securing mathematical safety from relegation, while Illawarra will be lingering for another week, perhaps wanting to check on the result of Western City Rangers later this evening. And a stunning scoreline up at Christie Park, where MacArthur Rams are up 5-0 against Gladesville, all 5 in the first half. So at least Gladesville has stopped the damage in the second. And then there are 3 games kicking off very shortly at 5 p.m. this afternoon. Lancaster, long clearance. Ferris leans into a header. Chico, run up the middle, looking for Letta. Plays the ball off to Mona Walker. And now Captain Ellis. Flag stays down. Guichon in with physicality and able to clear it away. And APIA out of the gates. May not have initially been expecting to see Jade Guichon, who, let's not forget, was sent off in last season's grand final for a altercation with Jordan Jasnos, who also got shown a red card. Here's a volley from Hoban. Wide left. But yeah, they were both sent off in last year's grand final. So I wonder if when Bulls decided on Jade Guichon at right back, they thought that it might be Jordan Jasnos sprinting at her down that left flank. Instead, it's Talia Captain Ellison at left back, at least to start the game. Charlotte Lancaster. Here's a misplaced pass that will invite APIA on. Hoban plays it to Walker. Captain Ellis went to ground as Walker continues. In comes Tamiris Souza, helping out Guichon to clear the ball away. Really busy first 10 minutes so far here at Lambert Park. APIA with the best chance falling to Sophie Hoban. Fonson Cam. Lobo. Hoban's got to make ground, backtracking over to the right and didn't get there. Claudia Valletta takes the throw in. Indy Dos Santos into the midfield. Chico stepping up to contest. Walker. Blocked by Tamiris Souza. Now Janea Dos Santos finds Patria Phillips. And Phillips back out to the left. Indy Dos Santos off and running. Naomi making ground in the middle. Dos Santos is going to wheel onto the ball, turn and face and play it short. Phillips has Sarah Hunter at the top of the box. Hunter leaves it with Janea Dos Santos. And now plays it through to Phillips on the left. Phillips has to retrieve the ball against the line. Valletta, just a little chop step to play the cross. And too close to the near post of Anna Leitz, who was able to hold on to the ball. So the 3 games this evening kicking off at 5 p.m. Western Sydney Wanderers against the Western City Rangers. That's a very important game in the relegation battle for the Western City Rangers. Sydney University against Northwest Sydney Spirit and UNSW, who are also part of this title race conversation. They are about to kick off over at the Village Green against Manly United. All of those games available on the Football New South Wales YouTube channel, so if you've got multiple tabs or devices up and running, thanks for choosing this one among the many options. Chico switching over to Lobo. Maya Lobo, an aggressive pass, but not on the same wavelength as Mia Golding as it runs away from her. So Valletta in 2 minds about where to send the throw in. Opts to go down the line. Phillips just shinned it back to Hoban. Tash Pryor, the ball runs away from her. Phillips, Golding, Hunter. Tries to open up the game with a cross-field ball, but Lancaster intercepts. Plays it all the way back down to Leitz. Short pass out. Lancaster aware of potential danger. Lobo squeezes the ball over to Golding. Golding at full flight, not able to get much distance on the ball as Ferris intercepts. Janaea Dos Santos stepping through midfield. Chico wins the ball back for APIA. Mona Walker straight onto the head of Guishon. Fonsong Cam. Guishon intercepts, plays it straight into Tamira Souza. Tough pass to control, but she did. And now Indy Dos Santos trying to find Naomi with a short pass. So, throwing down the line from Guishon off the head of Chico, and Bulls get themselves another 15 metres of territory. Guishon off the head of Walker this time, and the pattern continues. And now level with the top of the penalty box. Guishon's throw in, hoping for Phillips. Captain Ellis intercepted, but gave it straight to Tamira Souza. Souza entangled by Walker, goes and wins the ball back off Captain Ellis. Now Naomi, not much to aim for in the penalty area, blazes away to win a corner, perhaps a good result because that cross would have had to clear 3 or 4 players to find its way to only Janaea Dos Santos, who was in the box at the time. Of course, today is match of the round, so you can jump onto the NPL New South Wales social channels and see different angles and behind-the-scenes stuff that's being taken. Here's Petria Phillips with a corner kick for the Bulls. High to the back post. Leet judged it well. And even with Claudia Valletta jumping at her, Leet was able to make a good confident catch and now releases the ball. Surjan keeps it away from Fonsong Cam. Janaea Dos Santos. Ferris. Phillips waited for the ball, knew that Chico was coming. A confrontation ensued, and Chico wins the ball confidently and now breaks forward. Through ball from Captain Ellis. Flag stays down here. It's Claudia Chico breaking forward, and a good save from Hughes. Another good chance for APIA. Claudia Chico, who has played plenty of her career as a winger in a front three, hadn't lost any of those attacking instincts and was able to break the defensive line there, but just couldn't get it past the keeper. And the game is end-to-end. Indy Dos Santos to Daniela Naimi. Bulls getting numbers forward. Phillips in the pocket. And just a heavy touch, which will run away down to the goalkeeper. Lobo to Lancaster. Bulls pressing high. And they're going to win the ball back as a result. So a little tactical win for them there. Ferris. Indy Dos Santos. Hunter sees Phillips. Flag up. Tash Pryor was trying to backtrack, but Phillips had straight offside. Full time up at Christie Park. Bladesville Ravens nil. MacArthur Rams 5. And an early goal at Sydney University. And it's to the visiting NWS Spirit. So they lead 1-0 over at Sydney Uni, not too far from here, where we are scoreless through 15 minutes. Lancaster with an early ball. Captain Ellis. Guishon comes in and wins the ball away, and not quite able to twist the pass around the corner to find a teammate. Lancaster off the shin of Janaea Dos Santos. It sits up for Mona Walker. The Dos Santos sisters both in the same team today. Of course, Indy making her way back from a knee reconstruction after an ACL. Golding not able to force the ball down the right sideline. There's been a goal for Western Sydney Wanderers against the Western Sydney Rangers, so not a great start for Western City, who are running out of chances to avoid the drop. They're down 1-0 as Hoban takes a blow to the face here from the ball rearing up. So play will restart with the drop ball here. Pryor concedes some ground back to Lobo. Now Chico. Pryor's pass a little firmly hit. Difficult for Golding. And Souza concedes a throw in here, right in front of the Bulls bench. And underneath the Joe Marston Pavilion, where there doesn't appear to be a spare seat against the windows. Plenty in for this one. Eagerly watching on. Guichon knocks the ball down. Dos Santos out to Naimi. Lancaster concedes ground back to Lobo. Bulls coming off a 1-1 draw against Gladesville last weekend, where they were far from convincing, only scoring a late equaliser. Here's a cross. Capitanellis with a volley. Did not strike it sweetly. And the turf took most of the power out of the attempt on goal and allowed it to sit up kindly for Hughes to clear away. Good, decent chance there for APIA, though. They've been shading the contest in terms of opportunity in front of goal. West Camira Souza coming up with the equaliser last week. Long ball out to the left. Valletta looks at what's on in the middle, plays a first-time ball. Lobo will comfortably clear it away. And that actually broke a 4-game winning streak for Bulls last week. They've only lost the 1 game all season, so understandably, they are sitting top of the league with a very healthy goal difference. Here's Janea Dos Santos playing it to Indy Dos Santos. Just showed too much of the ball to Lobo, who was able to win it away. Golding misses the target as she tries to play out of defence, but it's because the ball took a deflection, and it will be a throw-in. But yeah, just the 1 loss for Bulls all season, all the way back in round 4 against UNSW, and they've had their revenge on them since, winning 1-0 in the second head-to-head. So their most recent result against every team in the league is either a win or a draw. Hoban out to the right. Golding. Pryor making a forward run, and across comes Serjan with physicality and does well to win the ball away. Defender on defender. As Pryor popped up. We've seen Chico pop up. We've seen Pryor pop up in the attacking third. APIA players seeing the chance to venture forward and taking it. Valletta. Blocked by Chico. And handball is the call. Jenna Ferris. High ball straight onto the head of Chico. And Valletta charged into Hoban, as did Souza. Referee seeing nothing untoward. The Bulls bench maybe happy about that. Plenty of physicality as Leitz goes for a first-time clearance. And Guichon takes on Capitanellis, and Capitanellis is going to almost escape with the ball. Went wide to try and nick it past Guichon. Had to give away a throw-in though. Naimi. Lancaster playing it all the way back to Leitz. Leet pops the ball out to the right. Good distribution from the keeper to find Mia Golding. Golding veers into midfield. Letter left the ball behind. Through comes Sarah Hunter. Veering past Pryor. Out to the left. Janaea Dos Santos. Cuts onto her right side. Leaves the ball with Sarah Hunter. A low drive and well off target in the end. Hunter throws the head back. Naomi bustling forward, just plays the ball behind Phillips, not quite to her advantage. Slid in late, it deflects off Pryor, and Golding sends it back to Leet comfortably enough. The ball played out into a bit of a gap though. Hunter will get there before Hoban can backtrack. Now Valletta, Golding, off the head of Letter, but no one ahead of the ball. Brad Attard shouting from the sideline, so the APIA coach maybe just seeing a drop in intensity. And a foul here, so Hoban answers, but illegally so in the eyes of the referee. Ball down the left. Naomi. And it's going to be a goal kick. I wonder if we've seen a winger swap. Only 23 minutes in here. It appears so. Janaea Dos Santos has come over to the right. Daniela Naomi is staying over on the left for Bulls. And they're pressing all the way up to the goalkeeper here. Leet plays it out. Oh, Souza has picked Pryor's pocket. Tamira Souza saved straight into the path of Indy Dos Santos. And Bulls Academy lead at Lambert Park. A real tactical win, that one. The press executed to perfection. And it was Anna Leet's pass that was looking for Tash Pryor. She was pickpocketed expertly by Tamira Souza, and even though the Brazilian was not able to score her second in as many games, it was parried straight into the path of Indy Dos Santos, and she could not miss. And it's her second goal of the season, Dos Santos, and first from open play since her comeback from injury. She scored a penalty against Sydney Olympic back in round 18 about a month ago. And she's all smiles here now as it's Bulls 1, APIA 0. And even though APIA had arguably had the two best chances to score prior to that moment, it is the visiting team who continue perhaps their hoodoo over APIA now. And look at them, they're full of confidence streaming forward here. Phillips plays it to the goal scorer, Indy Dos Santos. Out to sister Janaea on the right. Guishon making an overlapping run, but the ball's heading back through the middle. Indy Dos Santos lobbed it up, then goes to ground under Lobo's challenge. Fonsong Cam, long ball. Ferris, great touch by Hunter. Phillips round the corner. Indy Dos Santos leaves it. Claudia Valletta steps in. Bulls are working on air at the moment. They look really up off the back of the goal. Souza plays it through the left. And the flag is up offside against Indy Dos Santos. But APIA need a bit of a circuit breaker here. The Bulls have got real momentum behind them. They were hoping for the juniors to come in tonight and create the raucous atmosphere that many of these players have come to know in previous years, but not quite this evening. Here's Kapanen Ellis for the instant reply. And Letter couldn't miss. Goalkeeper drawn out, and Ashley Letter makes it 1-1 in the blink of an eye. A 25th league goal of the season. And APIA's most reliable source of goals is able to hit the back of the net once again. And Bulls have been undone there. Talia Capitanellis did well. And as she sent the ball across the face, Ashley Hughes was caught out of position, dragged across the face of goal, and Ashley Letter arrived completely unmarked, faced with an open net. And so the game has sprung to life, a quick exchange of goals, and 1-1 the score. And for those of you that didn't watch last year's grand final, it ended up being a 4-3 win to Bulls. These two are prone to shootouts. Here's Fonts on cam. There was a little swerve on that long shot straight off the boot, but not enough to perturb Hughes, who makes the cash. But yeah, 4-3 last year and then 3-2 earlier in the season, so defence tends to go out the window when these two play against each other. And the rewards go to the team that just keeps attacking the most. Chico, long ball. Ferris. Naimi. Phillips knocks it back to Hunter. Now through the left channel, and too much on the pass. It's going to run down to Annalete. Ball one back by Naimi. Pushes it to Phillips. Patria Phillips into the box. Spins and shoots, and it was blocked. It sits up for Janae Dos Santos. Was there a handball? Nina Cortez has blown the whistle. What's the decision? Both teams are arguing and protesting. Gemma Ferris has come running in from the opposite end of the pitch. Now Ashley Letter's arguing. Charlotte Lancaster was the player lying on the ground. It's an indirect free kick. So we're going to see one of these scenarios where we have every player bar one forming a defensive wall and an indirect free kick at the edge of the 6-yard box. I hope the photographers are shooting this because probably only get this once every 50 games. So, who's going to be the blaster trying to get through this wall here? Ferris looks like she's going to lay it off for Sarah Hunter. So, indirect free kick. Hunter blasts it off the woodwork. Follow up and in. And the sister act is struck because it's Janaea Dos Santos who has volleyed it in for 2-1 to the Bulls. And the Dos Santos sisters have the goals. And the tap is well and truly on. I don't think it's being turned off. We're going to get another shootout this afternoon at Lambert. And these two teams who can't help but entertain whenever they play against each other are producing once again. And the madness of an indirect free kick leads to a goal in spite of 10 players lined up along the goal line. To paraphrase an infamous football voice, you knew that was coming. I think if APIA had a choice, they would have much rather faced down an indirect free kick than a potential handball and penalty. So they have conceded, but it could have been potentially worse. They did get an instant reply last time. They're not going to get a free kick here, though. Bulls can steady at the edge of their defensive penalty area. I tell you that APIA's men lead 3-1 away at Sydney Olympic. Unfortunate quirk of the fixture that the men and the women are playing concurrent times at two different grounds today, so split loyalties for many within the APIA club between Belmore and here at home. Souza got to be careful, nearly Got caught by Capita Ellis. The ball breaks out to the right. Guichon hustles to keep it in. Souza with a bit more time now. Dos Santos, Indy that is. 1-2 with Janea. Indy Dos Santos through traffic on the right. Now Janea's got Guichon forward. First time pass. Cleared away by Lobo. Bouncing in front of Letta. Ashley Letta up for the header. And brought down by Serjan. Back pass here. Cleared first time by Hughes onto the head of Pryor. And the flag up. Sophie Hoban was coming back from an offside position. Ball through the right. Lobo, did she get a little nick off Janea Dos Santos? She didn't, so Bulls have the throw in. Janea dancing on the ball here. Hunter in with a bit of bite, but couldn't affect the play. Capita Ellis emerges with the ball. Letta turns straight into Souza. Phillips popping up right where Bulls need her. Janea Dos Santos from the right. The winger swaps worked a treat here for Bulls in the first half. Leaks onto the head of Hunter. Happy with just a few issues getting out of their defensive half at the moment. Lancaster playing it back to the goalkeeper again. Valletta. Naimi. Dos Santos holding off Chico. And Ferris has to tail back towards the line. Little toe bash to keep it in. Souza went to ground, and Bulls have worked this out well. As the ball runs down to Anna Leaks. So up to the 34-minute mark, just over 10 minutes of regulation remaining in what has been an action-packed first half now. The game did have a bit of a settling-in period, truth be told, but the first goal has really set this one off like dynamite. Chico. Back to Lobo. Walker. Fonsong Cam. And the ball is going to run out. Both teams think it's their ball, and the end result is a corner kick. The aerial threats of Tash Pryor, Mona Walker, Ashley Letta, and APIA's just general good record at set pieces, especially when it's Charlotte Lancaster taking them, comes to the fore here. So, it's Capita Ellis on corner duty. High looping corner. And Letta didn't know a great deal about it. Almost turned her back on the ball, and it just ran off target away from the post. The throw out here. Lancaster clever to pinch the ball away, but can't keep possession. Bouncing firmly on the synthetic, and Sarah Hunter now brings calm to proceedings. Mira Souza is down on her haunches here, so this is a watch, and now she takes the seat. So the referee is alerted to this. Bulls are going to have potentially the trainer called. So, first instance of the trainer being called out gives us a chance to recap the 3 quick goals that have given Bulls this 2-1 lead. First goal in the 24th minute for Indiana Dos Santos, answered in the 27th minute by Ashley Letter, and then in the 30th minute by Janea Dos Santos. Around the grounds, I can tell you that Western Sydney Wanderers have doubled their lead. They are now 2-0 up after just 21 minutes against Western City Rangers. So after a big win last week, Western City look like they're up against it today. Spirit are 2-0 up away at Sydney University as well. That game's nearing the half-hour mark. And after 21 minutes, it's UNSW 0, Manly United 0. So UNSW goal scoring has been their big issue in recent weeks. They've really dried up. They were able to jag a 1-1 draw against APIA last week. Bulls win today and UNSW don't, then Bulls will be 6 points clear at the top of the league with 4 games to go. And Bulls finish with Western City Rangers in the last round. And the way things are tracking, Western City might be relegated by then. The way things are tracking, Bulls might already be crowned champions by then. But I think both teams will have their various motivations for what they hope and need that fixture will be. Here's Leeds. Sousa's back up and running. 11 versus 11 out on the pitch. Here's Phillips. Just going to shoot from distance and didn't quite catch it flush, and it tumbles out for a goal kick. Yes, I'm sure if you were Western City Rangers, you'd hope that Bulls had secured the title and you were still mathematically alive on the last day. Bulls might not be 100% motivated or even rotate to give you a chance, but there are far more immediate concerns than 5 weeks' time for Western City Rangers. There's every chance they'll arrive at that last game of the season already down. Bushon concedes ground back to Hughes. Sousa, Pryor on her case immediately, spills the ball. Through comes Hoban. Letter couldn't take possession. Actually, Letter was looming. Sousa. Naimi. Through ball. Phillips. It's a foot race here against Lancaster, but Lancaster has a bit of a territorial advantage and is able to steer it back to Leet. Clearance. Tough for Capitanellis. Opens the door for Janea Dos Santos. Capitanellis bursting through midfield here. Backs her speed. Excellent run. Talia Capitanellis into the attacking half. Keeps it moving. Letter tries to slide it on. Fonsong Cam second to the ball behind Ferris. And Gemma Ferris hooks it away. Out for a corner kick. UNSW, I've talked a goal into the net for them. They've taken a 1-0 lead against Manly United. So that does keep the pressure on Bulls, if nothing else. APIA with a corner coming from the left side this time to be taken by Susan Fonsong Cam. Announced during the week that she'll be returning to Perth Glory for the A-League Women's Summer. Here comes the corner. Attacking the near post. It bobbles, and Chico nearest APIA player to the ball, but the goalkeeper's gloves were even closer than that. Hughes puts the ball on the ground to stop the referee's 8-second count. Naimi. Indy Dos Santos. Over to Janea Dos Santos. And Janea running at Lancaster. Lancaster stays goal side here. And a long shot, which was bending off target and batted down comfortably. Janea just didn't hear the shout of Bushon, who was motoring down the right side there, but decided to shoot from distance instead. Naimi against Hoban. Bit of shirt grabbing going on. Hoban pushing through the right. Letter. Early ball. Lancaster's going to have to hustle, and almost an unretrievable ball, you would say. find one out there. Getting the ball back around the net, the big net behind the goal at the left of your screens, or the Norton Street end of the ground. Hughes with the restart. Off the head of Walker, sliding the wrong way. Maybe didn't need to keep it in. It was going to be Bull's throw, but she wants this attack to keep moving at breakneck speed, and well, that little touch is going to lead to an APIA throw-in. Valletta with the header. Dos Santos up against Walker. Walker wins the tangle and now plays the ball to Lobo. Under pressure from Phillips. Over to Chico. Off the head of Letta. And it's going to sit up here for a contest. Hoban tries to nod it to her own advantage. Ferris right there with her. Hoban and Ferris sees the ball out for a throw-in. Golding down in the right corner. APIA deep in attack. They have another throw in to work with here. Golding concedes ground. Chico. Golding. Interception comes. Ball is pushed up to Phillips. She's the most advanced Bulls player here. Phillips breaking down the left sideline. Walker getting back goal side. Phillips continues the run. Petria Phillips. A little touch on the ball. And now sees Janae Dos Santos at the edge of the box. Back to Phillips. She's going to shoot, and it was bending across the face. And bouncing up off the surface, kindly to be held onto there. But it was exciting when she first broke. Oh, errant clearance here. Straight to Sarah Hunter. She's going to try to return it with interest. And it pitches about a metre from the right-hand goalpost on its way wide. Now, APIA are a little bit sus playing out from the back in this game. All the way back to their goalkeeper, Anna Leet. They weren't punished there. It takes us into the last minute of regulation time in the first half. Campanellis got goal side of Guichon and is able to roll away with the ball. Guichon goes to ground just enough to put Campanellis off. Chico. Golding. Blocked by Hunter. Serjan. Guichon. Well, left-footed pass was headed by Walker, but not to a teammate. Ferris can calm things down. Hunter. Back to Guichon. Loose touch. Hunter trying to be a bit of a firefighter in midfield as APIA look for an equaliser before half-time. Lobo right up the middle. It's going to have too much on it for Letta initially. She's going to run it down now. And the offside flag is up. Wanderers into a 3-0 lead against the Western City Rangers. So they are on track for a big win as they move closer to locking in their spot in the top four mathematically. In all likelihood, they are realistically already there. So, stoppage time at the end of the first half. No fourth official. It's entirely at the discretion of the central referee. And the ball breaks. Lobo committed to the ball and wins a free kick. Lancaster back into the middle for Pryor. Pryor out to the left. Campanellis is there. Running at Guichon. Able to get a metre of space. The cross in. Blocked at the near post by Serjan. And then Tamira Souza with a clear at all cost drive of the ball. almost laterally out to the sideline. Chico. How long do APIA have before the halftime whistle? Lobo venturing into the attacking half. Pushes the ball on. Hoban dragged to the ground. And the first yellow card of the game. Sarah Hunter goes in the book. And it's a free kick in shooting range. And this would be perfect for Charlotte Lancaster's left foot right at the end of the first half. Susan Fonsoncam is going to come over and at least make it a decision here. And Sarah Hunter is in the book. We've had 2 additional minutes at the end of the first half, and APIA are trying to go into the rooms with parity restored. 4 in the wall for Bulls. Ashley Hughes waiting on the goal line. Will it be the right foot of Fonsoncam or the left foot of Lancaster? So, a free kick in first half stoppage time. Charlotte Lancaster sails it over the bar. That is a disappointing end to what was a great free kick opportunity. A bit of difficulty retrieving the ball from behind the hedge, and so the referee says, not half time, it was just blowing the whistle, but the ball has been found. Well done. Thank you to the fan who went climbing through the hedge there to find the ball. The referee not satisfied that we've seen enough for halftime just yet. Hughes. Goal kick landing right on halfway. Lobo brings the ball down, and that will do for halftime. And a flurry of 3 goals in 6 minutes, with Indy Dos Santos opening the scoring, answered by Ashley Letter, and then Janaea Dos Santos scoring in a penalty area madness after an indirect free kick. Gives us our halftime score. Visiting Bulls 2-1 in front as things stand. APIA in need of a response. You'll have some stats and then some of last week's highlights during the halftime break. We'll be back with you in about 12 minutes. The halftime score here in this NPL Women's New South Wales Round 22 contest is APIA Leichhardt 1, Bulls FC Academy 2.
Through the gap, Gooch. Lara Gooch. And into the back of the net. The deadlock has been broken here at Christie Park.
Now Golding. Hoban has drifted wide to receive, and this is where she can be dangerous. Gets away from the first defender. It's a good ball in towards Letta, and Letta still! Puxi looking for a good ball in. Leet has to come, didn't get all of it. It's still alive here for UNSW. As it's awkwardly put over, and it might just be in, but it's cleared off the line. And they're still fighting for a UNSW, but Smith taps it in.
Balls going, Lena Karmas, and there's a shot, it's tipped and it's in. So Lena Karmas with the opener from a really acute angle. There didn't seem to be any. Another tackle for Karapitas. Here's Valletta, Bookmeyer. And Valletta flying in there. Still Valletta. Now Souza shoots and scores! Well, they've done it in stoppage time.
Ball comes in, and there's the opening goal. And I think it might have been Tess Quilligan getting a head on it. It's on the right, tries to spin it in. Morgan Wicks. Out of nothing. Ruby Nathan inside the 18 yards box and finishes.
Sandbrook into the middle. It's been left by Caspers. Shot comes in. Goal for Sydney Uni. Olivia Cartwright. It's a good ball in behind. Northern Tigers looking for a way into the middle. Headed away by Farrow. Straight onto the feet of Beth Gordon, who's equalised. Took it on the half volley, did Beth. Keeps possession. Into the box for Caspers. Ball left off. Shot, and it is a Northern Tigers goal. Poppy Tay gets the second goal. Here. The shot is blocked. Beth Gordon! She's got a double. Heads it home. Over the head of Scarlett Gray. And
Clear holder. And Camilleri's charging through. Camilleri. Still Camilleri. Can she get a shot away? And Camilleri scores! 1-0 to Rangers. They're going wild as a light on that bench. Charging through here. She's got Brown waiting in the middle. Can she get the cross? It is to Brown. She can equalise. And she just does that. It's 1-1. Plays it into Holder. Holder's good first touch. Onto her other foot. Gets a shot away. And what a goal! Claire Holder makes it 2-1. Gordon hits long. Let's open up to Claire Holder. She's through here. Here comes Holder. Can she make it free? She does. Easy as you like. What a finish and what a pass from Gordon there to open that one up. Clear Holder. Nice bit of play from Weston. Camilleri shot. And it's trickled in. No, but the ref's given it. He's given it. Goal's been given. Nice play from Clear Holder out to Camilleri. Camilleri. Camilleri shoots. Holder's shot. And Holder, what a strike. Patrick Clear Holder. 5-1 Western City Rangers. Holder to Camilleri. Here comes Camilleri. She's got Alphareya there. Alphareya's through. She's onside. Can she get a strike away? She does. She makes it. Goal for Alphareya. She deserved one today.
Shaba will have a strike, and that will go in. The Wanderers against her former side. Oh, challenge for the ball. What's the call? It goes in the back of the net, and that's a second goal for Manly United. All comes off the goalpost, and that is a goal to Manly United. They get one back.
Every week, hundreds of thousands of people turn up around football grounds around New South Wales. Parents, kids, refs, coaches and volunteers. Cardiac incidents can happen to anyone at any time on the pitch.
Right now, not every club has a defibrillator.
And the ones that do are not always maintained or ready to use. In a critical moment, with a defib, that could save lives. That's why Football New South Wales, St John Ambulance and Toyota have come together for Every Beat Matters to help clubs around New South Wales to access defibrillators, cover maintenance and build a register so we know exactly where every unit is around the state. All you need to do is buy a ticket through Raffletix. $5 can make a difference. Every ticket goes towards funding defibrillators and maintenance for clubs that need it most. A live fundraising board shows exactly how much is being raised. And every ticket you buy puts you in the draw to win a Toyota Corolla. One ticket, real impact. Help your club be ready when it matters. So buy your ticket today.
Welcome back to Lambert Park. Both teams and the referees out on the pitch, and we're not far away from getting started in the second half of this NPL Women's Round 22 contest. And the visiting Bulls FC Academy lead 2-1 at half-time. Goals from the Dos Santos sisters, either side of a strike from Ashley Crofts, her 25th league goal of the season. And this Bulls team with no Liz Barwick-Gray today, no Amber Luchtmeyer, who is here at the ground in a moon boot. They haven't had their goal-scoring edge blunted, and their defence has largely still held up pretty well. APIA did create some good chances prior to Letters opener, though. They are in need of a comeback. Bulls have had the edge in all the recent contests between these two teams. Can APIA come from behind and find a way to win? A draw doesn't help them a great deal, closing the gap to the top of the league, which is currently occupied by Bulls. Had a look at what's going on around the grounds during half-time. If you do use any of the live score apps or even watching the streams, it appears as though UNSW have been credited with a goal that was actually disallowed. So that might be an error to be completed. It wouldn't shock me if that halftime score of 2-1 is actually amended to 1-1. NWS Spirit leads Sydney University 2-0. Wanderers have had an alarming first half. They've scored 6 against the Western City Rangers. Here's a through ball from Naomi. Mona Walker comes across to intercept. Block tackled by Naomi. And Mona Walker concedes ground with the back pass down to Anna Leet. Looks as though there have not been any halftime substitutions from APIA. Bulls, similarly, same 11 that started the game. And that does include Jade Bushon getting the block there, who started this match at right back. Bit of a different looking defensive lineup for Bulls Academy with Nova's Barwick-Gray today, meaning that Arun Serjan is playing at centre back and Jade Bushon at right back. Claudia Chico over to Mona Walker. Naomi confronts Walker. Ball moved on to Golding on the right. And a long ball here from Maya Lobo. Brought down by Tash Pryor, and she prods it goals and scores. Tash Pryor with a quick equaliser at the start of the second half for APIA. And the physical presence of Pryor works out a treat. It's 2-2. So that's exactly what APIA needed out of the rooms. Pryor, who has been playing in midfield in the first half, drifted forward on a couple of occasions, that time to great effect. Centre forward play, really, from the centre back, which is what we've become accustomed to seeing her play as. It's her first goal of the NPL season, and it levels the game up. There was an ease to that for APIA, which would encourage them that it is repeatable against this Bulls defence that is not the full complement. Jasmine Melly is among the subs. She's been one of the regulars in the defence this season. Bulls looking to hit back again. This time it's offside. So the game can go in either direction here. Confirmed that it is 1-1 over at the Village Green. So as things stand, the only team in the top 4 that would be winning this weekend is the Western Sydney Wanderers, and they would need, in addition to winning all their remaining games, a few favours like today to go their way. Hunter trying to play a slide rule pass. Lancaster stops the ball. Sends it back to Leet. Tamira Souza. Bouncing to Lobo. Hunter. Caught that off the outside of the right foot. It's going to slice, though, over towards Dos Santos. Cleared away by Lancaster. Now Captain and Ellis against Bushon. Hunter there to help out. Sarah Hunter stopped in her tracks. Susan Fonson-Cam plays the ball back to Charlotte Lancaster. Now Claudia Chico. Chico trying for a crossfield ball. Finds Mia Golding. Golding can turn and continue the attack. Plays it through the right channel. Here goes Sophie Hoban. The home fans find their voice, and Hoban is dispossessed. Naomi, excellent with the tackle, and clears the defensive danger. Now Indy Dos Santos. Pryor backtracking. He's able to win the ball away. Sweeps the ball back down to Anna Leitz. Pryor, long ball. Ferris underneath the header. Here comes Lobo, nodded down by Fonsong Cam. Letter. And offside against Kalia Capitanellis. And there are a pocket of APIA fans right behind the assistant referee who disagreed with that call. But the flag goes up. And APIA drawing closer to taking the lead for the first time today. Almost impossible for us to tell on the angle of the turret that we're filming from here. Letter. Back pass from Claudia Valletta to Hughes. First time clearance is going to clear the head of Valletta and bounce out. Well, APIA have got their tails up. A bit of momentum going here. Golding. Looking for Crofts. Crofts coming back from an offside position now. And Fonsong Cam goes and lashes the shot in, but the whistle had long gone. So, can APIA turn really their most dominant spell of the game into a lead? They've already cancelled out the halftime deficit. Bulls have been second best so far in the 6 minutes since the resumption. Ferris. Knocked down by Lobo. Walker. Has Pryor. Maya Lobo. Long ball out to the right. Fonsong Cam moving to the ball. Takes possession. Sarah Hunter straight through. Here goes Fonsong Cam, the cutback, and Hoban was loading up for a right-footed shot, but Mirez Souza got there in the nick of time. Golding. Lobo with a driven crossfield ball. It's just going to tumble to Janae Dos Santos. Walker making a presence. Ferris clears. It's a little bit hectic in the Bulls' defence at the moment. Souza clears though, and if they can go here, the Bulls. Oh, great defending from Lobo. They nearly had a 2-on-2. Souza comes through on a big 50-50. Wipes out Fonsong Cam. The APIA bench are up in arms. Souza's down as well. Of course, Fonsong Cam with a wretched injury history, so always a concern when she takes a big hit, and the trainer for both teams is out immediately. The referee was right there on the scene. Didn't see fit to pay a foul, so both players are down though. Tamara Souza has barely moved herself here. Bulls players are warming up. APIA players are now standing and milling about their bench. You imagine that Alyssa Rose would be the switch if Susan Fonsong Cam is not able to continue, while for Bulls Academy, a bit of a tougher decision as to who would come into that central midfield role. And they might bring on Olivia Vanderlaan and look to push Janaea Dos Santos into the middle. That would be my best guess, but we'll have to wait and see. Magic spray is out for Tamira Souza. Susan Fonsong Cam remains seated as assessment continues on what looks like her right foot. So, Fonsong Cam is up and walking. That is a good sign. Souza, the instigator of that big collision, might be the one who's actually come off worse for wear. Souza back up now as well. But she's looking croppy. So, Fonson Camp going through a fitness test on the sideline, bouncing up and down. Tamira Souza still walking off the pitch. This will all be added on to stoppage time at the end of the night. But it's 10 versus 10 for now, as play resumes with an APIA throw in. Letter turns and plays a square ball. Pryor going forward. It's been an inspired move here for Tash Pryor, but they couldn't quite pull it off there. Fonson Camp back on. Sousa back on as well. 11 versus 11 restored. Here's Daniela Naimi striving to get to the ball. Naimi into the middle she moves, and now Phillips. Lobo and gives away the free kick, and APIA won't like that. Maya Lobo argues her case. It's probably a bit far out for a direct shot on goal, but an attacking half set piece coming up here for Bulls. So Sarah Hunter over the ball. It was going to be a long-range shot. I do think it might have been Gemma Ferris who would stay. Instead, she's gone to join the attack here. 2 in the wall regardless. Sarah Hunter drifts it out to the right. Patria Phillips is there, but she has to backtrack after her first touch. Indiana Dos Santos is going to shoot! Oh, aiming at the top right corner, not too far away. Dos Santos just backed herself there, looking for her second goal of the game. Of course, a draw is a good result for Bulls today, especially given the context of what's going on with UNSW at the moment. They are only drawing 1-1 at half-time of their match against Manly. APIA are the ones who really need to force the issue and try to win this afternoon. Captain Ellis out in front of Charlotte Lancaster on the move. Numbers making ground in the middle. Lancaster hones it on the target, and Hughes had to hold it because Ashley Letter was right there waiting for any sort of a bobble. The goalkeeper was sure-handed. Aquashon wins a throw in. The assistant referee is saying it took just a little brush off Janae Dos Santos on the way out, so things are just tilting APIA's way. Lancaster a good touch. Lancaster a high ball, and that one too much on it. It's going to sail out for a goal kick. Down the clearance from Hughes. For Letter, having to backtrack under pressure from Hoban. Hughes wants the right foot, steadies, gets the step right. And it's bouncing right next to the halfway line. Golding. Chico. Intercepted by Janae Dos Santos. Now Tamira Souza just kicks it out into open field, and that will be collected as Anna Leet comes out of her line. Getting closer to the hour mark. Neither team has turned to the bench just yet. Even with players under injury clouds, they've persisted with the starters in this game. So we see a clearance here from Arun Surjan. Lobo over to Golding, really tough pass to control, but Golding did excellently. And then did all the hard work with a possession turnover here. Phillips playing it through. Janae Dos Santos has broken the defensive line. Leet at the edge of the penalty area makes a good save. Now, Janae Dos Santos would have looked up and perhaps unexpectedly saw the goalkeeper Anna Leet already right at the edge of the box. And rather than come out to keep a sweep, Leet retained the ability to use her hands and did so brilliantly. Here's Hoban. Up the other end, APIA. Hoban trying to drive. And two Bulls defenders come across. Hunter makes the block. Naomi pointed by Hoban. Now Pryor. Walker. Back to Tash Pryor. Golding against Hunter. And Golding in, snapping at the ankles and gives a foul. Hunter has stayed down here. And another foul here from Chico on Phillips. So Bulls have got players both getting back to their feet. Hunter's asking the referee for a card. It's not forthcoming. And Ferris wants to get play restarted quickly because Daniela Naimi has stolen a march down on the left. Naimi running at Walker. Goes square. Indy Dos Santos. Cuts it back. Hunter. Guiding ball. Guichon making a forward run here. Goalkeeper lured out. And good goalkeeping from Leaks. Knocks it away amid appeals for a penalty. But I think it was hands straight onto the ball from Anna Leith there. She went through Guichon, no doubt about it, but legal goalkeeping from Anna Leith to make the save. And now we've got an APIA player down. And it looks like it's the scorer of their equaliser, Tash Pryor, who has taken a seat here, and the trainer called. So we're exactly at the hour mark. Quickly around the grounds. Earlier today, Illawarra Stingrays 0, Sydney Olympic 1, Gleysville Ravens 0, Macarthur Rams 5. And kick-off at the start of the second half. Western Sydney Wanderers 6, leading Western City Rangers 0. 10 minutes into the second half, Sydney University 0, Northwest Sydney Spirit 2. And half-time at the Village Green, UNSW 1, level with Manly United 1. So it means that the Bulls would be retaining their advantage at the top of the league by 2 points from UNSW by 4 points from UNSW as things currently stand. So, all eyes on Tash Pryor's potential return to the game now. She runs back on from the outer side as the ball is flashed over to the opposite side of the pitch in the meantime for an APIA throw. Golding takes the throw in. Shins of the APIA player. Assistant referee agrees. So Bulls have a throw in deep in defence. Throwing down the line. Ball breaks into the middle. Lobo. Steps Guichon. Captain Ellis is going to chase a ricochet here, but across comes Serjan to clear. Dos Santos back to Guichon. Now Phillips. First time ball slick. Bulls trying to move into the attacking half, but Lobo rises to the header as it bounces up to Captain Ellis. Now Walker. Weave through midfield. Lobo, a few risks in there, but made it work. Found Hoban with the pass. Now Letter. Lobo continue to run. Pryor playing at centre forward. Couldn't receive the pass there though. Naimi. And pushing it through the left channel was Hunter, but Golding backtracking briskly. Long ball for Fonsong Cam to go and chase. Ferris right there with it. Fonsong Cam turns to face the penalty area. Stutter step one way, then the other. Ferris won't let her pass. Good one-on-one defending. And it sees the ball over to the line. Out for a corner kick. And again, they've got both their left-footed set-piece takers out on the pitch, APIA. And like in the first half, it's going to be Talia Camperton-Ellis to stay on corner-taking duty. Camperton-Ellis' corner. High to the back post, beyond the back post, Walker not able to twist it back towards the target. Where Walker was so important, scoring a headed goal to win the day against Northwest Sydney Spirit back in round 18. Not quite in the perfect position there. APIA, of course, winless in their last two, losing away to Sydney Olympic in round 20 and then a draw away against NSW last weekend. We've got Gladesville Ravens here at Lambert Park next Sunday. Gladesville, who will be smarting after a 5-0 loss against the MacArthur Rams earlier today. But right now, they've still got 25 minutes of this match to sort out. Bushon still their ground against Camperton-Ellis. Indy Dos Santos out to Janea on the right. Janea Dos Santos looks up at Claudia Chico. Plays the ball to an underlapping Phillips. And Phillips hard against the line. Doubles back. Janea Dos Santos. Now first time ball from Gushon. Oh, had two balls to aim for, but they ran into each other. Indy Dos Santos and Daniela Naimi. And that allowed Mia Golding to escape out on the right. But the clearance blocked once by Valletta. Now Ashley Letta brings the ball down. Hoban plays it out in front of Fonsong Cam. And the Bulls are scrambling to get back. Fonsong Cam cuts inside. The ball sets up and the finish just wasn't there. Well, Fonsong Cam did so much right there. And then when presented with a free swing at a shot on goal, she just guided it wide of the target rather than really have a lash and put the laces through it. Anticlimax there. APIA have had their chances to get their noses in front. Chico with the header. Camperton-Ellis straight to Hunter. Phillips is going to make this awkward for Lobo, who hooks it away. Walker can't run it down. The live score app is going through a bit of an ordeal here. It's now saying it's 2-2 between UNSW and Manly United. We might have to just park the context of that game until full time of this one. Really does matter in the title race, especially if we stay level here though. Here's Hoban. Sweeping ball in from the right, Letter in the middle. And enough from Sousa to get it away as bodies pile into each other. Frantic defending again from the Bulls. Fonsong Cam, oh, the back pass. Lancaster not awake to the presence there of Naimi, who's trying to burst down the right side. Lancaster recovers well. Hard against the touchline, keeping it in. Fonsong Cam. And then a pass to no one in particular. Ferris will take the opportunity to calm things down. Hunter. Bushon. Touch from Naimi was good. Into the path of Phillips, but, well, Pryor ran past and didn't take the ball. Patria Phillips held on. Trying for the quick 1-2, and it's out off Camperton-Ellis. Here's Camperton-Ellis, wide on the left. Hoban and Letter wait in the middle, and the ball won't arrive because it's a big block from Guishon to knock the ball out. Be a throw in just about level with the top of the penalty area here for APIA. Hunter, Phillips, turning straight into Walker. Letting anything past. And cleared into touch by Indy Dos Santos. So, referee whistles because we're going to see some subs. Jasmine Melly is coming on. Become used to seeing her play as a fullback in this Bulls team, but it's not going to be a defender, at least not a starting defender, coming off here. It's going to be Tamira Souza, who did have that big 50-50 where she seemingly suffered an injury earlier in the half. So Melly goes in to right back, and Jade Guichon is thrown into the front three, and she's switching flanks over to the left side of attack. So total contrast there. Well, big news around the grounds. Manly United, and this I can confirm, have taken a 2-1 lead against UNSW at the Village Green. Which would be monumental in terms of the direction of the title, depending on what plays out here. We are level 2-2. So it would be stay with play. Indy Dos Santos over to Patria Phillips. Wants to turn onto her right foot. Dos Santos back to goal. Trying to turn. Guichon now. Thrown forward onto the wing. Guichon. Deflected strike. Cleared away by Pryor. Bouncing up to Letta. Ferris. Able to clear. Guichon. Inside to Phillips. Dos Santos shut down. Lobo comes through with an emphatic challenge and tries to set Ashley Letta away. Hughes is out of her line. Letta takes her first time shot. And it rolls agonisingly wide of the target. Well, it was maybe not textbook goalkeeping there from Ashley Hughes, but she did enough to entice Ashley Letta into a first time shot, and it went wide. Well, it's a results business, and that will do. Talia Capitanellis comes off. APIA make a sub, and they bring on Jordan Jasnos. Well, that's anticlimactic because Jade Guichon's already moved out of right back, and now Jasnos is over on that side of the pitch. So maybe we won't see a resumption of hostilities from the grand final. It's a double change. Alyssa Rose is into midfield, and Mia Golding is leaving the game around the outside of the pitch, over on our camera side of the ground. She'll walk back around to the bench. So, fresh legs on for APIA. Here's Hoban. And a good challenge from Indy Dos Santos. Puts the ball out for a throw. And it looks as though Tash Pryor has moved back into the centre of defence, and Claudia Chico is now in a more advanced role with Golding off the pitch. So positional and tactical switches all over the joint with that double swap from APIA. But Alyssa Rose has moved into central midfield. Exactly where you would expect to find her. Plenty of urgency on the APIA bench, but it's not their throw in. So as things currently stand, it would be Bulls 51, UNSW 45, APIA 45, Wanderers 43. Clear advantage Bulls in the run through the last month to the title. If they win from here, high boots. Hoban apologises immediately. Referee didn't seem to signal advantage. It's just play on here for Phillips. Runs the ball down to the attacking third. Guichon looking up at Chico now. Guichon breaks left, Chico in, and puts the ball behind for a corner. The Bulls have themselves, I believe, this is their first corner kick of the second half, but I hope maybe a little bit lucky with that high boot down the other end of the pitch. Bulls won't care if they score right here from this corner. No Liz Barwick great to aim for, though. She's been their reliable source of headed goals at set pieces. Patria Phillips is going to play the corner short. Jadea Dos Santos, the target, sweeps the left foot through the ball, and it's just a little tame lob, which is caught by Anna Leaks. Lead with the roundhouse kick to clear, bouncing out to the left. Here's Jordan Jasnos. First touch off the bench for her. Pushes two players into each other. The cannon effect And the referee is awake to it. Jasmine Melly, the player that went careering into Sarah Hunter. Jordan Jasnos eventually hands the ball back over. You can hear the level of shouting among the players, the fans. Everyone's getting really invested in this game as we tick down to the final 15 minutes. A draw does APIA no favours. They need to win today. It's really important for the club championship as well. The under-23s actually play after this game. They haven't already played, but APIA came in on 222, Bulls 217, UNSW 212, and Wanderers 202. Wanderers are on their way to a big win in the seniors as things currently stand, so very much returning to that conversation. Here's Phillips, and sweeps the ball wide right. Was in the pocket there for a shot, but not able to put it on target and really worry Anna Leet. Hunter's header. Chico, long clearance, straight to Ferris, who half volleys it. Phillips, seized upon by Walker. Got Jasnos wide on the left here. Plays it to her now. Melly across, battle of the substitutes. Jasnos runs down towards the corner, recycles the ball back to Walker. Hoban's totally unmarked at the back post, but no long-range cross coming in. Alyssa Rose, scored in last season's grand final, of course. Holding her ground here, playing the ball back to Charlotte Lancaster. Lancaster all the way back to Pryor, who has returned to defence. Lobo through the right channel. Hoban takes a touch and blocked out by Ferris. Corner kick coming up for APIA. And this is where, against Spirit, it was Mona Walker who rose highest to head in. Can Charlotte Lancaster, with Talia Capitan-Ellis now off the pitch, deliver the perfect corner kick? Charlotte Lancaster wasting no time over the corner, honing it on the target and putting it on the roof of the net. So an anti-climax there. APIA seemingly, along with Bulls, about to both make a change. Olivia Vanderland is wandering up to the halfway line. Rose wins the ball back. We saw Bulls doing this to APIA in the first half, not letting them out of their defensive half. APIA have turned the tables here. Fonsong Cam. Ferris, and the ball finds its way out for an APIA throw-in. Bouncing over the head of Letta, and that will be an easy collect for Hughes in the end. Another short play out from the back, and Hunter crashed into Fonsong Cam, who is shouting to the referee, but no free kick forthcoming. Hoban. Chico through the right side, but the pass knocked down by Valletta. Now big block coming in from Hoban. Guichon trying to get the release away, but intercepted by Pryor. Lancaster has got Jasnos further wide on the left. Oh, offside. And the attack breaks down. And again, the pocket of fans behind the assistant referee voice their disagreement. Nina Cortez is running over to the sideline here as someone about to get booked on the APIA bench. Anyway, we've had a sub. Janae Dos Santos comes off. It was her goal that put Bulls FC into a 2-1 lead. And on comes Olivia Vanderland, who has 11 goals this season. And APIA have brought on youngster Dolly Farver. So both teams have made a change here. Bulls in possession, conceding some ground. Jenna Ferris. Vanderland, an inauspicious introduction to the game as she trips on the ball. Through comes Jasnos. Susan Fonsonkamp is the player who's come off here for APIA. We saw her take that massive hit in the collision against Tamira Souza earlier in the half. Souza having already been subbed out of the game, so Fava comes on. Indy Dos Santos with space to turn here. Hoban trying to get back goal side. Dos Santos veers through the right, plays the ball looking for Vanderland. Shallow clearance away. Hooked on by Walker. Serjan stepped out from centre back. Hunter there to help. Brad Outhard and his bench again are asking for a high boot, but not given. Ticked into the final 10 minutes of regulation. Are we going to get a winner in this contest? And the whistle goes because now it's Mona Walker who is down and sore. Perhaps players can take a breath here. We've seen a flurry of activity on the substitutes bench. So, Mona Walker receiving treatment. Dolly Fava, the 17-year-old, who's appeared sporadically in seniors so far this season. Only her third appearance of the campaign. Yet to score a senior goal, but she has found the back of the net 6 times in the under-23s this season, and she's been thrown on in a big occasion and environment here. Remaining subs on each bench. Both teams have got their backup goalkeepers still waiting in reserve. APIA have got Christina Kachik and Estella Cameron available to them, and it looks as though Walker is going to be replaced by Christina Kachik right here. Bulls have still got Chelsea Harper, Jasmine Melly, Asha Franklin and Laura Ericello. So the sub goes through. Kachik, who is a centre-back, comes on for Walker, and that might push Tash Pryor right back into midfield. So the positional switches continue. Here's Kachik's first touch off the bench. Over to Lobo. Lobo up the middle. Letter chasing. The ball holds up ever so slightly in the air, but not enough for Letter to run through before the goalkeeper. Around the grounds, it is still 2-1 in favour of Manly United. That game is well behind this one. They're only at the 65-minute mark, so you'll be able to go over and watch the end of that game after this one ends. Great pass from Pryor to release Jasnos, a flying cross at full speed. And that momentum ultimately took it out for a goal kick rather than landing on target or bending back towards any of the advancing teammates. 7 minutes of regulation time to go. Vanderland against Lancaster. Referees put the whistle away. Both teams think they had a foul there. And now it's Bulls and Naomi who wins the free kick just inside the attacking half. Hunter. Serjan. Fava seeing the chance to try and close Serjan down, and Serjan misses the pass. It's out for an APIA throw. Chico down the line. Valletta leans into the header. Another battle against the sideline. Valletta, now Indy Dos Santos. Wrestled to the ground by Fava. Free kick. Played quickly. Hunter, Phillips. Back to Dos Santos. Doesn't want to go backwards here. Wants to find a way forward. Bushon. Bounces off Chico. Now plays the ball to Phillips. Hunter. Switching over to the right. Jasmine Melly nearly left the ball behind. Pops it on here. Naomi, good control. And a quick 1-2 between Hunter and Phillips. And now Naomi. This is work in tight spaces from Bulls Academy, but it comes unstuck eventually at the feet of Pryor. And now Rose plays it back to Lobo. Christina Kachik directing traffic, and now Jasnos through the left. And the ball deflects kindly for Dos Santos. She tries to play it through the right. Kachik backtracking, and Vanderland almost making it awkward, and it's going to slide out for a corner kick. And just enough there from Olivia Vanderland to force a little unforced error from APIA, which could have big consequences. They've given away a corner here to Bulls. 86th minutes. You can tell it was unexpected because so many players are having to hustle to get forward here for the corner kick. And in APIA's case, get back. So here comes the corner. Outswinger at the near post. Kachik rises to head away. Phillips bombs away into the night sky, and that will sail out for a goal kick. Are we going to get a winner, or will these two break even? On a day where Wanderers are heading for a big win, and as things stand, UNSW are heading for a shock home loss. It's a rematch of the Sapphire Cup final as well, that game, of course, which UNSW won 2-1 against Manly United. It doesn't mean a great deal for Manly in the league. It means a heck of a lot to UNSW. Indy Dos Santos. Pass intercepted by Kachik. Alyssa Rose. And to use enough of her strength. Now lobbed away by Lobo. Fava. Sprint after the ball here and back her speed. She gets around Ferris. Valletta comes across. Oh, it's a massive foul from Valletta, and the yellow card is out of the pocket in the blink of an eye from the referee. Second card of the game. And the cost of doing business for Claudia Valletta. Dolly Fava showing everyone why she's been subbed onto this pressure cooker with her turn of speed there. And so Charlotte Lancaster don't rule out a direct shot on goal here. If someone can make the angle work, it's going to be her. Ashley Hughes will be well prepared for this sort of scenario. Two players in the wall. APIA have packed the 6-yard box. It's all on the boot of Charlotte Lancaster here. In swinging free kick, beyond the back post it goes. Letta leapt up for the ball. It's last touch off Bulls, out for a corner kick. Now it's Alyssa Rose's turn to send a corner kick into the box. All hands on the pump for the Bulls. Everyone's back. Alyssa Rose steps out her run-up. Almost the entire game taking place inside the 6-yard box. And it's a disappointing corner into the side netting. So APIA missed the opportunity. A draw is a far, far better result for Bulls than it is for APIA here. They're the ones with the onus on them to try and win the game. Short goal kick. Now Ferris. She's got a super boot. Goes for distance onto the head of Jasnos. Headed out. Both teams have had their moments with late goals this season to turn losses into draws, to turn draws into wins. Are we going to get a late twist here? And which way is it going to go? Guashon. It's either a foul or a goal kick. Take your pick. It was against Jordan Jasnos. Here's the restart from Leeds. Still lands in the defensive half. Lancaster round the corner. Takes a big deflection off Hunter. APIA ball. And we're going to tick into the last minute of the 90 here. With the scores still level at 2-2. Flick header on. Lancaster bursts away. Only Fava in the penalty area. It's a tumbling ball, and Valletta shins it as far as Ashley Letta. Surjan in. Rose waiting on the ball. Hunter not waiting for anyone. Went to ground with a slide challenge. It's been knocked back to Jasnos. Lobo. Now Chico. Hoban has Phillips to contend with. Plays it to Lobo. And Fava, it's going to run under her foot and go out for a Bulls throw deep in defence. APIA, they've got no choice here. They just need to press all the numbers forward. There's 15 seconds of regulation time to go. No fourth official, so all stoppage at the determination of the central referee. Claudia Valletta takes her time and now hurls it to Vanderland. Good control off the chest. Offers the ball up though to Lobo. Blasted to the edge of the box. Flag was going up for offside in any case. It's been cleared. Phillips. And now foot race. It's Jasnos against Bushon. Jasnos fresh off the bench. Wins that foot race. Plays it back to Leet. She dinks a clearance away. Only as far as Phillips. Vanderland into the middle for Hunter. Naomi's in space over on the left. That's where the ball's going. Chico comes across and closes down that space. It was a telegraphed pass because it was on, but it just didn't have the juice behind it to set Daniela Naomi away. Full score here. The title will almost certainly be theirs. With 4 games to go. Just eavesdropped on a conversation with the assistant referee saying 4 additional minutes, so we've had 1 of them so far. Throwing for Bulls. Fava wills herself onto the ball. Ferris watches it bounce. Hunter, now Claudia Valletta. It's got Vanderland flag up. Vanderland looked offside and the assistant referee on the outer side of the pitch agrees. So Bulls, are they going to create one more chance here? What about APIA? They're the ones that need to win this game. Leet. Solid header from Valletta. Rose. Back to Lobo. Hoban. Brings the ball down. Back to Chico. 2 minutes of stoppage tick by. Kachik, long ball, Fava. Able to pull herself onto the ball, keep it at APIA possession. Rose, Fava, back to Lobo. Now Maya Lobo, the defender on a forward run here. Forced wide by Claudia Valletta. Oh, and the cross just wasn't there. Oh, Maya Lobo went on a venturing run, but ultimately couldn't bring her teammates into the equation. Hughes takes the restart. Flat, long goal kick. Maya Lobo first to the ball, and she's legged Olivia Vanderland here. Tash Pryor goes down. She was collateral damage there of the initial foul. 3 additional minutes have been played. I think we'll find out here just how badly Bulls want to win this. They're not sending too many numbers forward, but they've at least got their front 3 ahead of the ball. Hunter, Indy Dos Santos. Can she conjure some magic late here? Naomi, back to Dos Santos. Turns away from 2 opponents. Hunter. And Phillips heard the shout from Jasmine Melly over on the right. Left the ball. Melly's first time cross. Naomi rolls it across the laces, and it loops over to the goalkeeper, Anna Leet. Can she go end to end? Letta flies for the ball against Serjan. Ferris is there. Naomi, 15 seconds of the allocated 4 minutes to go. Looks like the clock might beat both teams here. Pryor driving it up towards Arden Serjan. Bouncing to Kachik. Now Alyssa Rose in midfield. 4 minutes ticked over. Referee not reaching for the watch just yet. We continue to play. Can APIA find the late show? Chico's pass off the head of Claudia Valletta. Naomi now. Can Bulls find a gap? Melly. Loose touch. Showed too much of the ball to Lancaster. And Aldwin Serjan stands tall again. Flicked on by Vanderland. Guichon, tough ball to bring under control. It's bouncing and bobbling. And Kachik in with a challenge, but it's followed up here by Vanderland. Slides it over to Indy Dos Santos. Now or never for the Bulls. Dos Santos takes a shot, and it's held on to by Leet. They did have one last chance, the Bulls. Leet clears away. Ashley Letter. Ball bounces the wrong way as far as APIA are concerned. Through comes Alyssa Rose. Trying to set Dolly Farber away. Now Naomi. Still we play. Daniela Naomi veering central. Leaves the ball with Sarah Hunter. Melly making a run. Jasmine Melly from the right. Can she pick out a teammate? Goes short. Guichon. Vanderland at the near post. And the attack breaks down. 5 minutes and 15 seconds of additional time played. And the full-time whistle goes. A great contest. But Bulls maintain their control of top spot. And they keep APIA at a safe distance. They will go into the last month of the season with their noses in front in NPL Women's New South Wales. That certainly sets the stage for finals, of course. But as far as the destination of the premiership, it is Bulls who will certainly be happier with a share of the spoils today. A quick exchange of 3 goals in the first half. It was Indiana Dos Santos opening the scoring, answered by Ashley Letter's 25th of the league season. And then Janaea Dos Santos made it 2-1 at half-time. Early in the second half, Tash Pryor scored the equaliser for APIA. And in spite of the best efforts of both teams, it finishes dead level here. And I can tell you that UNSW have scored an equaliser with just over 10 minutes to go. They are now 2-2 against Manly United. So it is very much advantage Bulls in the battle for the premiership in NPL Women's New South Wales. Hope you've enjoyed the coverage. My name's Teo Pellizzeri on behalf of our broadcast partner Sportscast Australia. The full-time score here at Lambert Park, APIA Leichhardt 2, Bulls Academy 2. Good nights.